Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Journeys review series. Today we are reviewing episode 102 and I hope you enjoy. So we are back with another Project Mew episode here, and this episode begins with Go receiving a notification that he has a new challenge, a raid battle with the legendary Pokemon Articuno. However, it seems he is really bummed about this, and this kind of set the whole tone for this episode. It was a really strong development episode for Go. The brief specifies that you have to work in cooperation in order to complete the mission, and Go isn't used to working with people. He's always been pretty timid and reserved, so he has his concerns. They head to the island, and along the way they keep bumping into other trainers who are trying to reach Articuno. Go ends up catching a few different Pokemon here, including a Golbat, Graveler and a Cloyster. The other trainers say that they've tried to reach Articuno and failed, so that tells us that the mission is the real deal. Along the way they bump into Go's old friend Tokyo, or Horace in the dub. This was really cool to see him back it. Ash meets him for the first time and they have a nice little reunion. Overall he played a calming role for Go in this episode, but didn't really do much himself. They reach the ice cavern where they run into Gary Oak, and straight away Gary is in Go's face, giving him grief, pushing his buttons, and I'm all for this. This is exactly like Gary. He did this to Ash all the way through Kanto and Johto. It's his way of helping the other person become a bit more stronger and help them grow their confidence. And boy, he was really going at Go throughout this whole episode. And Go just kept nibbling on the bait and getting really wound up. But it was nice to see Gary back here. He played a really interesting role in this episode. The four agreed to progress together and go and raid Articuno. Articuno swooped from the air and the raid battle begun. And I have to say I was a bit disappointed in this battle itself. It was always going to be a bit of a mess with each trainer using 3 Pokemon, having 12 Pokemon in total go up against a lone Articuno. I get Articuno is strong, but they took on Moltres and Zapdos with way less Pokemon and put up a decent job. The first 4 Pokemon are taken down with 1 hit, which was very frustrating, as we saw Gary's never seen before Tyranitar, a pretty strong Pokemon, just getting brushed off like it's nothing. The battle went on, there was some good moments, some good moves, but overall I don't think this battle worked for me. There was just way too many Pokemon involved, not enough individual moments to really let the trainers shine. There was some nice moves from Tokyo in defense, just trying to protect everyone, and then Gary played the role of the leader trying to keep things in order, but Go really wasn't working well with Gary, which ultimately caused them a lot of problems here. Even mid-battle they had a few heated arguments, and that's really what this episode was all about. Communication and coordinating, and what better character than Gary to teach this vital lesson to Go. In the end, all of their Pokemon are taken down and Articuno retreats, and this really feels like a loss. Although the Project Mew team would tell them they've achieved what they needed to gather all the data, so they received all 3 tokens. However, Gary and Tokyo get 1 extra token for Gary's leadership and for Tokyo's teamwork. But Go only gets 3 with no extra tokens, which I really like. It's a massive learning curve for Go, and it's not like the character plot has come from nowhere. We know that Go is timid, we know that he doesn't work well with others all the time, and Gary is really the best person to help with this. They all say goodbye to each other. Go seems to understand Gary a little bit more now, so maybe they'll become closer the next time they meet. So this episode was really hard to judge. There were some really interesting plot lines and dynamics. I love the development for Go, and a lot of it made sense. However, a few things fell flat, like the battle itself. Way too much going on, too many Pokemon involved. It didn't really stand out for me at all. I liked the whole Gary and Go stuff, with Gary really pushing him to grow. But at the same time, we've had 102 episodes with Go, and countless times we've seen him cooperating with certain trainers and character of the days. But he chooses to just go blank in this episode. I guess it's a mix of Gary's teasing and just not being confident. But I'm just really mixed on a few of the aspects from this episode, but overall I did enjoy it. It's always great to see my boy Gary back, and a nice move forward for Project Mew. So this episode gets a 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts, what is your rating, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.